What's going on, Red Devils? Welcome to Devils in Detail, your go-to podcast for all things United. Let's get into it.
Got my heartbeat racing, my body racing. I feel the rush, addicted to your touch. Oh, I feel the rush. It's so good, it's so good. I feel the rush, addicted to your touch. Oh, I feel the rush. It's so good, it's so good. So good, so gravity, so good.
Welcome back to episode 2. Lots to discuss again this week. On our way to fame, okay? 35 views. We're on our way to fame.
It's blowing up.
yeah. Only 5 of them were within our own family, so it's all good. No,
I think I watched at least 3 times, so just to pump up the rates.
Don't give away trade secrets over here. Alright. No, seriously, lots to discuss. I mean, preseason is going on, and we got to see some of our signings at work. And first of all, United versus Arsenal, where we lost again. Even in the preseason, I hate losing to Arsenal. Even in the preseason,
The fans are so insufferable. That's the problem.
yeah. I mean,
It's
even if you
annoying.
take like last season, right? They're like, if you actually think about it, of all the teams that could have won the league last season, my first choice should have been Arsenal. But I really was. I genuinely think I'm like happier that City won a fourth in a row than having to watch.
The thing is, I'm
Arsenal
never going to run
fans.
into a Manchester City fan, right? I'm never going to run into a City fan. I don't know anyone who's a City fan because they're just
Yeah.
like, no one likes them. But Arsenal fans are just so annoying, even if they have like 1% of success. They get so inflated ego-wise that it's
I
too hard.
I know. I mean, I've been
So
hearing about their Community Shield victory. They're comparing like the FA Cup victory to. I'm not saying we had a good season, but dude, don't compare the Community Shield with the FA Cup. Literally, no one
also,
cares about the Community Shield.
Also, there is no trophy for coming second, like really close and second. That's not a trophy. It's like, okay, you made progress, but you had to
Yeah,
actually win the title. Like, win the title and talk, like, okay, fine, whatever. But you hadn't won the title. But yeah, anyway, I can rant about Arsenal forever. But
I swear.
they're the worst
Even
fan base, in my opinion.
they're by far. I think if we had a poll, we could I could put a poll in the comments, but like I think they would have to go down in history as like probably the most insufferable fans of all time. Even Rio Ferdinand was talking about it on one of his podcast episodes. He's like, yeah, I should want Arsenal to win the league, but there's like the Arsenal fans are
I would
just
honestly prefer Liverpool to win the league. I wish they had won because I actually respect Jurgen Klopp and you know.
yeah,
And
but I mean,
they
no,
have
I
a
don't,
little
I
bit
don't,
of
I don't
passion.
know. I don't know about Liverpool winning the league. I would still,
I mean,
I
okay,
think I hate
obviously,
Liverpool more than I hate
obviously, it's
City.
like choosing the worst thing of like all 3 options. Liverpool, Arsenal, and City are competing for a league, and you're a United fan, and you're not in the conversation, and you have to choose between these 3 horrible options. Of those 3 horrible options, I think Arsenal's the worst. I didn't want City to win a 4th like consecutive title, so Liverpool was my option. But other than that, like I would
Yeah, but
obviously rather than anyone
I feel
else
like
win the league.
what we did to Liverpool last season was just so
Mm.
satisfying that like I just couldn't get myself to be like, oh yeah, Liverpool. I want Liverpool to win the league at any point. And also like City fans. I mean, you're never gonna run it. I mean, I don't think City fans exist. I think they're just like something fictitious that Etihad like they like pay people to come and sit in their
So I
in their
actually
stadiums,
heard
but like
I heard this rumor that I mean, obviously, that United are going to be building a new stadium now with the whole 100,000 fan stadium,
yeah.
and they would have to share a stadium with someone for the season. Where if they were to build on the same Old Trafford site, and they're talking about how they might go into the Etihad, and one of the comments was like, finally, Etihad would be like full, right? Because you get United
Yeah,
fans to come in and
yeah,
share the stadium, which
yeah.
is true.
That would
I
be
don't know if there's any
here,
like that. maybe they're just like
I
all
think
local. I
every
don't know.
single game would be sold out just because United fans. I think United fans who can't afford United tickets might just go in to support like Wolves at City. Like I think I would totally do that. I would just go there to to boo
Honestly,
City.
I don't know. Like is it just that City fans are local and like we're just not local, so we don't know the like support that City have, or because internationally they just don't have the presence that even Arsenal or Liverpool or PSG or any of these top clubs have. Even though City is, as much as I hate to say, they're like one, if not the best club in the world right now, maybe behind Real Madrid, um, and yet they
I
don't
think
have the support.
I think the right term to use right now is as United fans, let's count our blessings that City don't have a fan base. I don't want to question it and then tomorrow find out that City are growing in size. Like yeah, let's just keep it at they don't have a fan base. Honestly,
I mean, they will, their fan base is gonna go up, right? Eventually, like the next generation of kids are gonna watch City and be City fans, right? They're gonna like Holland and like I guess that's the only player who's yeah, De Bruyne.
if, if United fans as a collective we do our job and brainwash our children, I think we should be good. I think we should be fine. Yeah, but again, losing to
Also,
Arsenal.
do you love your kids if you decide to like subjugate them to years and years of the pain? I mean, I am
I
used to it at this point, but
No, but I mean, it would be boring to be a City fan right now. Like it'd be
uh,
like being a Bayern Munich fan in Germany. But imagine if you were a Leipzig fan right now, or a Bayer Leverkusen fan right now. Oh my God, that would be it would be insane to be a Leverkusen fan this season.
that's true.
So like, I guess, but it would have been boring to be a United fan like 10 years ago or like
Yeah,
50,
I don't know.
15 years.
I mean, United were dominant, but like they always the titles were never like throwaway titles, right?
Yeah, I mean,
City,
Sir Alex has the record for winning the league with the least number of points in
yeah,
Premier
and
League
there's so
history.
many games that he won in the last, like United won in the last in stoppage
Yeah,
time and things like that, right? So it's not like obviously we're a dominant team, but we weren't so dominant that we were blowing away teams by 5 goal
I think
margins.
English football. I think okay. I mean, English football was really popularized around Europe by Sir Alex's coming to United. I think to a large extent, it was that's where you get the that's where English football reached its like uh, the beginnings of its like crazy fandom. Where like now, I mean, if you're a Premier League team fan, if your main team that you support is a Premier League team, you don't have a La Liga team. I mean, Man United fans are Real Madrid fans in the Champions League, but that's because we haven't been in the Champions League in so long. But like, and also because of Cristiano. But it's more likely for a La Liga, someone who supports a La Liga team is like he's a like a Barcelona, big time Barcelona fan. They're probably gonna have a Premier League team too. It's like, yeah, you. I know you support Barcelona, but what club do you support in the Prem, which you actually watch week in week out?
Yeah.
Because like no one cares about like Barcelona versus
Well,
like
the thing with in the Prem is that any team can just randomly like they have the quality. The premise about winning the title in the Prem is about consistency, right? It's
yeah.
like, but any team has players who have the quality to play at least one player who can play at a level that they could get into a top team, right? So
Or
they might
like
turn
even a team like Villa last season, the way they played.
or no, I mean Villa actually played well, like to the point where they were actually like in the top six race. But I don't know. I think they finished in the top six actually. I don't recall, but
Yeah, they finished. I know. I mean, I think they either finished fourth or fifth. I think. Yeah, it was either. Did Spurs finish in the top four? I don't think so.
I have no no. Did they? Wait, hold on.
Let's see.
There's
I
no
think
way.
they finished.
Did they finish in the top four? No way. No. Wait, hold on.
Villa finished fourth. Yeah, Tottenham finished fifth, and
Yeah,
Villa
yeah,
finished.
okay, that's what I thought. I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
hmm.
Thank God Spurs finished in the top four.
Chelsea finished above you, which is just sad. Anyway.
Hey, Chelsea finished above us, but then we got revenge for that.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that's true.
mean, we got them
Very
into like conflict league. Yeah. Did you have you seen like the memes on Instagram about them playing against like what's that team Trabzonspor or something like that?
perhaps some more.
The one the team that just has like they just have the train that just goes through their stadium. Have you seen that? It's literally like
Yeah,
it just
yeah,
there's
yeah.
just like they have fans sitting there. And you just see the train go by. It's the funniest thing I've seen. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I think we got our revenge on Chelsea. It's so sad. We
I
weren't
mean, that's very
even.
sad.
Yeah, I mean, we finished with -1 as a goal difference, man. We need to scrap that season. Really.
Like every other season, we finished really badly. I mean, this was probably our worst season in terms of league position, but in
Yeah,
recent
but it didn't
history.
feel as bad. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't feel as bad. We had
That's
months.
because the pickup was so awesome, like Liverpool and
Yeah,
then City. And all this stuff.
yeah. That's. I mean, we beat Liverpool in the FA Cup.
The
Then
Liverpool game was so amazing. Oh my god!
that Liverpool game was crazy. Yeah, we beat Liverpool in the FA Cup, and then we beat City in the FA Cup final. And then you see that Garnacho goal versus Everton, which is like it's gonna go down as like one of the greatest goals in like United history in like a season where we where we were absolute trash, like just absolute garbage.
Mm.
And then I mean, let's see, let's see.
Did we have an agenda for this?
I feel like
We
we
looked
just got up and started. We just this was our 11-minute intro portion of our podcast. Now to get into now to get into the real stuff. Okay, I mean, what do you think about the game though? Whoa,
Oh,
what
oh, this is why we started talking about this. We were saying that we lost, and Arsenal fans are going to be just annoying after this.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they already started posting
No,
on
but
the
I mean,
story. But I don't want to get back into that.
I don't put a lot of credence into preseason because we were amazing last preseason, and then obviously season we sucked. So I mean, the correlation between preseason and the actual season is questionable. But
I,
yeah, I don't think we played that poorly, and also we put on two different starting 11s. So after Hoyland went off, though, one thing that was concerning after Hoyland went off, we looked way worse. Um,
I mean, who is playing up front? We were playing Hannibal
yeah,
as
exactly.
striker, and this dude is like he's like a jack of all trades but a master of none. Like he just like he can kind of play every position. He's just a high energy player.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I don't know what is his original
Actually,
position.
I think his perfect comp would be McTominay. I think McTominay is his ceiling. Like
Yeah,
where McTominay is just like he's on the pitch and you don't quite know what position he's playing, but he's like a
Tommy's the
CDM
weirdest player.
slash
He
box
figures
to
the
box
CDM.
midfielder slash striker. I don't even know what he is.
Firstly, the coach who suggested McTominay to go back and become a CDM should be fired. Like, clearly, McTominay's a striker. And,
I don't think that's true because McTominay's skill is not the fact that he's not like a striker in the sense that he makes good runs in behind. It's just that people like defenders forget that McTominay exists, and so he just makes these untracked runs into the box and then just kind of like pinballs around. And he's good. I'll give it. He's clinical at
yeah,
like
yeah.
the right time. He's very clinical, but I don't think
And
he's actually a striker. I think he's a box to box midfielder.
no, but I mean, when you think about what's his best characteristics, he's clinical and he knows when to pop up to score a goal. That's all you need as a striker. Really. I mean, obviously, I know it's not like United striker, but like he could. I bet he could go to like a lower Premier League team or like a Championship team and be like a great striker. Probably.
Yeah, but I don't really care if he was like on a championship team. Like
You don't
I think
care about Domini's career. You just care about United.
obviously, I mean, like I'm not like invested in Scott McTominay or something like that, but I think no, I still think he's not a striker because there's so many other things that strikers need to be able to drag defenders as well and make like these decoy runs and make these extra runs in behind that they're supposed to attract defenders. I think McTominay's best trait that he doesn't attract defenders, so he's just always open. I think that's like, I think that's why he's good. But
I mean,
like
like just how bad were we last season when McTominay is one of our top goal scorers? Just let's reflect on that for a second.
Yeah, I don't even want.
I mean, I'm confused. Is McTominay like actually quality, or we just had such a bad season that he like shone in that season? I'm
No, I think
unclear.
it's a combination of both. I think okay, first of all, the goals that it's not just that he was our top goal scorers, it was the goals that he scored. He scored when we were about to lose to like some
Yeah,
bad teams. Like, we were about to lose to some really bad teams, and then he
yeah,
played that pass through for Rashford for us to take to draw back up with Liverpool
yeah,
in the FA Cup final, and then I mean, it started with that header, and he just went he just went flying across the pitch. He was like, yeah, I mean McTominay. I think it was like he scored some really clinical goals.
yeah.
But then I think he's. I don't know about how high. I think all he did was stop United from transferring him this season,
Mm, yeah,
and I think it's also a good thing that he. I think he also built up stock in the sense that he could go we could sell him for like 25 20 somewhere between 20 25, which is given our financial situation right now. It's huge money for us to sell him
yeah,
for 25.
yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, it's not the worst thing to have McTominay around.
Hmm.
Just to have those extra goals off the bench, right? I mean, he's.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to give it to him. He's clinical in clutch situations, so that's not the worst
Yeah,
thing to
but
have.
let's see how he does this season. I mean, that's one season. He's been at the club for a long time. And
Right, right.
was it just an anomaly, or was it something that
I mean, over a
that's
whole season, if he plays well, it can be an anomaly. But yeah, yeah, I mean, if we change our playing style, if we
That's what I
try
say
to
about Rashford every season. It's like, like every season's an anomaly for Rashford. I don't understand like what it is.
Rashford's issues are different. But anyway, firstly, coming back to we have like ADHD or something, like Arsenal United game, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I want to talk about Lenny Yoro, but he was only out there for like such a short period because he got injured, which I hope
yeah.
is not serious. But fingers crossed. I mean, is our luck just continuing from last season where we just had so many injuries? Our first game of or not first game, but our first significant game of
Third
preseason, and then
third game
we
of preseason, literally third game of preseason.
and we have like two injuries to Hoyland and to Yoro. Hoyland doesn't look that bad, but Yoro, I'm a little concerned. Hoyland didn't look that serious, to be honest, but I think they took him off just because there's no reason to risk him at this point. But
Um,
back to Yoro
see,
though, do you think he's a starter for this season, or do you think we still need to bring in another center back? Because
okay,
I feel like he shouldn't be a starter.
I, okay. Euro is a difficult thing that we need to be careful in how we
Yeah.
handle Lenny Euro. Okay, we don't want to put Euro. He's 19 years old. We don't want to put Euro in a situation where he could just fail, where we put him in as a starter and he just has a bad season and then he just becomes like
Yeah.
Harry Maguire or something like that. That would be bad. So if you get someone, you need to for Lenny Euro. I think it's important that he gets normal match time, as in like he's starting at like 3 out of 5 weeks, something like that. Uh,
Yeah.
and I think we do need to bring in another center back. I think we don't have enough quality center backs to do that with Euro. I think given our current center back rotation, Euro is a guaranteed starter. I think there's no question about it given our current center back situation. But I think if someone of Delict's quality, if we were able to bring in someone of Delict's quality, then Delict could be a 2 and 5 week starter.
If
Yeah.
Euro had gone to Madrid, right, he would have had Rudiger, Militao, and Alaba ahead of him. Right, he has his people to learn
Yeah.
from, and he doesn't have that pressure on him. Right, he's like a young prospect. Like
Hmm.
he shouldn't be a starter till he's like 21, 22, really, in my opinion. So like we
Yeah.
need. I think even though I'm not a huge fan of Delit, to be honest, as you know, um, I think that they should bring someone in. And I think Delit's a pretty good deal considering that he's 24 and he has experience. Right? Well, I'm just not. overall, I'm thrilled with
Yeah,
him. But
I,
I'm not gonna
I
spend
don't know
70
why.
million on
I don't
on
know.
Brantwaite. Doesn't make any sense right now, right? I see like people talking about Brantwaite. It's either
First of all, Branthwaite. Okay, these English and Everton fans need to relax. Okay, Branthwaite is not worth 70 mil. If he was worth 70 mil, like he should have been at least considered for the Euro squad.
yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah, of
you
course,
know,
yeah,
he's
and also like for United, it doesn't make sense, right? If we're trying to bring someone in to fill in with more experience, why would we pay 70 million for Brantwaite? It was like either we get Euro or we should get Brantwaite, and we already got Euro, who I think is the more talented of the two of them. And so now we should go get someone who's
mhm.
experienced. Delit, even though he's young, has a lot of experience, so like he makes more sense to me than Brantwaite would, and it's definitely not spending 70 million on Brantwaite. That's just stupid, in my opinion. I would say
Oh, 100
I would
percent.
say keep Maguire,
Yeah,
um, you know, and sell off Lindelof, bring in Delit, have Delit, Lissandro, who I don't know if they played together at Ajax, but at least like they're both like trained in Ajax philosophy, so they're probably have pretty good chemistry. Both pretty experienced, so they would be like your starting lineup. You'd have Maguire as well, who's sort of the more experienced guy in the Premier League to back that up, and then Euros behind them. And if he plays well, then he can obviously stake his claim for the starting role, but make sure that he has some backup.
yeah. I think okay. I think Delict and Maguire are backup for Lenny
Mm.
Yoro in the sense that, like I said, Lenny Yoro is not. I mean, sorry, 1 second. Uh, so, like I was saying about Euro, I mean, he if he was at Real Madrid, like you said, he has Rudiger and Alaba and Militao, those type of players that to learn from. But in the Madrid lineup, Euro is backing up these three world class, highly rated center backs who are highly experienced and highly rated center backs. The thing about United is we don't have the quality of Rudiger and Militao and all these guys. So like again, I think if I don't think Delict is a necessary signing in that okay, Johnny Evans, what he's shown in the preseason, I think he could be a great pairing for Licha and just be able to play that the play as a
Mm.
starter every now and then for United. Um, Maguire after last season, I think he can come in as a starter every now and then. So I don't think Delict is a absolutely necessary signing. I think that allows us to negotiate a little bit better with Delict somewhere in like the 40-42 million range, or where we don't have to really
But I think
because we don't
you say
really
that,
really
but
need
we
him, but
had
he would be a
Lindelof last
great
season.
really
But
need
we
him, but
had
he would be a
Lindelof last
great
season, right? We get assuming we get rid of Lindelof. We still had such an injury crisis last season, and we got rid of Kambwala. So we had so much. We had more depth last season at
yeah.
center back if we don't bring in Delayed. And we're only three center backs deep, right? And Lenny Yoro is so young. I don't want to get in a situation where we depend on him, or God forbid, play Casemiro again at center back, which was, I mean, good on him for playing.
Yeah, but on like a 25-man roster, how many
Well,
how
well,
many center backs are you really going to have, right? Five to six is I think the norm, which is where we were at last season. I think last season is really an anomaly. With no team has ever heard of 6 out of 6 center backs getting injured all at the same time. That's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, I don't think we should plan with that in mind. I think last season, genuinely in the center back, I think other injuries is like something that we do need to plan for that we hadn't planned for last season. But I think the center back injury situation was just like you can't even do anything about that situation. It's 6 out of 6 center. I feel like 6 center backs is enough to have. If you go to Real Madrid, they don't even have 6 center backs right now on their squad. They just got rid of Nacho, and they only have 3 center backs, and they're fine.
no,
It's all
but
like
they can
Rudiger
they
was
can play
injured.
Schuameni as
Usually,
center back.
you have four center
But
backs
they
and
have a
they're
quality in the
in
sense that they can
rotation.
play Schuameni as center back, and he played well. Like we can't. Who do we have to fill in? I mean, agreed. They only have like technically 3+1 center backs, right? But okay, whatever. That's Real Madrid. Real Madrid are like another level. Like they can play like Ancelotti as center back, and then they'd still be good. Like
Here,
yeah,
here's the
okay,
thing. Okay, I don't know what's
yeah,
going on
agree.
in our training. I think there has to be a training issue because like I don't know what kind of intensity these guys have at training. It's like I don't know if you're just getting Roy Keane to come in and just like slide tackle people like on the low. Like I don't know what's going on, but but yeah, I don't know because we were hearing of like Johnny Evans got like straight up like tore his Achilles like training in the training center. Like
They're playing
what kind
2-1
of
games
training are
in
you
training.
doing?
I
But
don't
like
know.
you know
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
yeah because that it's crazy. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I think Lenny Yoro is a
No,
difficult situation.
but
There's many ways to handle him, but I think we need a center back. So we need a quality center back so badly in order to compete for anything. That like Lenny Yoro kind of I think
but
he
it's
just has to be a starter.
we
I think
always do this
it's just gonna
every
fall on him
year
to be a
with
starter.
different players. Right? We bring in players. We put all the pressure, all our expectations on that one player, and then they crumble under the pressure. Right. So I'm just. I mean, it's not about starting or not starting. Right? I'm not saying Euro shouldn't start if he's playing well, but he shouldn't have the pressure of being the guy to rescue our season or whatever. Right? If we had Delit as backup, right? He knows okay. There's Delit, there's Maguire, Johnny Evans. There's people who can play that position. He's competing against them to come in. Right now, the way it seems is that okay, Euro and Martinez are going to start. Lenny Euro hasn't done anything to prove himself as a starter. At a big club, you should have to prove yourself, in my opinion. So, I mean, I think we should still bring in another quality and experienced center back. I think Delit fits that bill pretty well, but if there's others out there, I'm okay. I'm not set on Delit. But
Go on and on this debate about Lenny Euro. I'm not 100% in agreement. I think it's a manager's job over there to like take pressure off a young player who see look you for young players it's also important to get regular starting time of that caliber players of Lenny Euro's caliber. It's important for him to get regular starting time, and I think let's see how Ten Hag handles the situation. I think this is gonna be a big test for Ten Hag, and we get to I mean we're gonna get to see if he's really the manager that we want. Is he gonna if how he handles Euro? I think is going to be a major factor into whether he gets an
we'll
extension
see.
or not. Again.
Anyway.